Acorns. This is Sylvia running with needles and scissors. It's Sunday morning, October 5th, and it's still before church, and I'm ready to go, but I had a little bit of time, so I thought, let's get this video done. Now, it's been a time, let me take these glasses off. It's been a little bit. I think I did a video right after summer school, and since then, things, of course, have happened. My mom did pass away that afternoon after I shot the video, so that'll takes a little bit, you know. And I did a trip to Tennessee to meet up with friends for stitching and fun and laughter. It did me a world of good. And I've been working really, really hard on getting back on track. It's been a year where I've just struggled to stay with my plan. God has a different plan. So, and I just had to, be a little bit more gentle and less demanding of myself. So, but here we are, continuing on. So I'm going to talk about things that have come into the house, what I've been working on the side of the business stuff. And then I do have 3 new releases. We'll put those at the end. And I'm also going to talk about my birthday sampler, which is also ready to go. And we'll put that at the end as well. So in case you're not interested in that, totally fine. You can tap out. That'll probably happen after church. I don't know if I'm going to get everything done prior to church. Now, our trip to Tennessee was so much fun. Miriam and I, we decided to go a few days early. We met up with Lisa, and we went down to Asheville. We met in Asheville to do a little bit of antiquing and go see Sassy Jack's, which is a very, very nice shop. So we did antiquing first, and I forgot to bring my sampler that I found. Well, actually, the first stop Miriam and I did was in a little town where I bought a sampler last year, really beautiful sampler that's ready to go for market. And the owner wasn't in when I bought it, but this time she was. So I brought the stitched piece and of course the original sampler back, and we had a nice chat. Miriam picked up a very beautiful little sampler for a very reasonable price. And then we went on to Asheville. And there we met up with Lisa. And the next morning, we went antiquing in, well, I wish I could remember the name. It's down by the river. It really got nailed in the flooding, etc. It's a big warehousey barn, and very cool. And we were walking along, and I'd seen some samplers. Actually, I split off from Miriam and Lisa and walked to the back wall. It's a huge place. And there were about 3 or 4 samplers hanging there. And I looked at them and I thought, those are nice, but you know, I have similar, so no. And I was walking through one of the booths, and I just happened to look down, and on the floor leaning against something was a sampler, and I picked it up. And it was pretty faded, but in perfect condition. And lots and lots of queen stitches, unfinished. I usually don't buy that. But she had finished it, you know, to here, and then there was blank at the bottom. And it was $45. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up. I'll take that home. And I had a vision for it. I think her name is Eliza, if I remember correctly. And I said, we're going to have a collaboration between Eliza and myself, and I'll finish that sampler at the bottom. And the top will remain as Eliza had it. Anyways, it's a North Carolina sampler. I was super excited. Once we, you know, used all our vision power with my friends and figured out what it actually said in terms of the maker. Very fun. Okay, and let's see. And then we drove over to Sassy Jack's, enjoyed a visit there. I took photos of some of her antiques. I might post them on social media. She has beautiful antiques hanging in their shop. Just alone for that, it's worth a visit. And then we drove 2 hours back to Sevierville, where we're meeting with the group. And the minute I opened that car, my car, to unload, I knew I'd left my stitching bag at the other hotel. And, you know, you can say, you think like, how in the world? But it was behind the bed, and Lisa had so much to carry that I grabbed her stuff to help her. Totally forgot to go around. We looked, it was just behind the bed. Huge panic because I had all my models that needed finishing, and everything was close to being finishing. I was like, I'm just gonna have to do this with this one, that with that one. So I took all my stuff, the new releases and things for the Sampler Guild of the Rockies, and because I'm doing the fundraiser piece. I swear, you know, I was like, all right, called the hotel. Nope, housekeeping was closed. They couldn't tell me anything. And I was like, well, okay, I'll have to wait till tomorrow. And both Miriam and Lisa were like, how can you remain so calm? And I'm like, well, you know, freaking out now won't help me any. I said, it's either there or it's not there. And if it's not there, then we'll have to make a plan on to how to resurrect everything I just lost, you know, and so I don't come out with fall releases. You know, the most important thing was the piece for the Sampler Guild of the Rockies, and I know some fast stitchers, and we could have probably resurrected that. But anyway, so no, I went to bed, slept, said my prayers. So I was like, okay, it's, you know, again, it's either there or it's not there. What can I do? And there was so much in that bag outside of the models as well, you know, and stuff you take with you to retreats. And Uzis. I called them in the morning, and they said, we have your bag. So I hopped in the car. Miriam wanted to come with me, but Lisa didn't want to stay alone. She was like, no, I don't want to go with you, and I don't want to stay alone. So I didn't want to put Miriam in that position. And so I told Miriam, just stay with Lisa and I'll do the drive myself, you know. So I drove down there for 2 hours, grabbed my bag, kissed everybody, gave the housekeeper a big tip, and popped in the car and drove back, and was thoroughly exhausted by the time I got back. And by the time I got back, it was time to go up to the cabin and meet everybody else. So then my exhaustion was gone because it was social, you know, and it was so good. There's 20 of us. It's not always the same composition, but it's from the same group, and a lot of the people do come repeatedly, and it was just so very fun. We played games, we stitched, we ate, you know, we divide the cooking, and yeah, it's just lovely. 4 days of talking and stitching and you know, just hanging out together. And so in that, everybody brings like stuff they don't want anymore, and it's a variety of things, and some of the really good stuff gets pulled out and it's saved for prizes from the gaming, and some of it, you know, gets put out in portions. Not everything gets thrown on the table, and so, you know, there's an order of when people can go and look at the freebies and pick something, and then it gets changed every day, so everybody has a chance to go first and look at the freebies. And that was fun. And let me see what I picked up there. I hope I put it, I have a box here. Did I bring that? I was pretty restrained. I picked up the heartstring samplery pattern, anything on dark fabric, and these colors. Love it. I picked up Chartmakers. I think I've seen this stitched, and it is gorgeous. Deerfield. There's a piece of fabric to go with that, so. And then I picked up something from my friend, Tanya. And there's No Place Like Home. I don't have that one. And then I did win, was in the winning group of one of the games. It was, interestingly enough, it was a word scramble on the environment and global warming and all that stuff. So I got enough of them right to qualify to go and pick something from the really good pile. So that was exciting. And I picked Threadwork Primitives Prairie Vine. And it comes, oopsie, it has northern, obviously shifted in travel. What are these called? Needle necessities. And finishing, etc. So no fabric, which is fine by me because I like to pick my own. But yeah, cute, 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 cute. So those were the freebies I came home with. Oh, I forgot to bring my Sassy Jack stuff. Nothing much. I was trying to be, no charts. I think I brought a piece of fabric and some floss. And if I stop to go to church and have to come back and finish, then I'll bring that. But my sweet friend Miriam gave me a fabulous tomato bag. And one of the reasons she gave it to me is because it says Buckeye on there and it's Columbus, Ohio. Nobody puts Dayton on anything, so here we are. But isn't it cool? And it's huge. And let's see, I know I just took it to my guild meeting. Oh yeah, okay, let's see. Now, one of the things we did there was beading, peyote beading. So Lisa had tried to teach us and it was super complicated and super frustrating. And so then there was a gal named Lisa who taught us a different way, and that was like, I got it. Anyway, so the first thing I worked on, let's see if I can, oh yeah, is this beauty from Fern Ridge, Strawberry Pie. So, so, so cute. And all I wanted to do was get it to the point of being ready for the bottom part. And I did that. So it is, so now I just have to attach the jingle jangle, which I love. So I got it that far. Now what really, really helped, there's a 2 needle method, which is a little bit confusing, maybe harder to grasp. There's a 1 needle method, and there are these cards called Peyote, Quick Start Peyote. You can get them on Amazon. And this is what it looks like when you get going. Well, I've got my, so I'll show you what this one is. Well, okay, I just wanted to get going again, and I did. There's a couple of rows there. And then these are reusable because you undo it from the bottom and then you can take the whole thing off. And this one is this little guy, and you cannot tell how sparkly and beautiful this is. If I can manage to conclude my things, which are never concluded, but if I can break away and get some time, I'm going to do him. It doesn't take that long to bead, honestly. This part, this is a little longer, but you know, he'd be great to wear for fall. It's a necklace. Super, super fun. Now, sweet Lisa, not Lisa, but Lisa, our instructor, gave us a little bead caddy. So there's all my stuff, so it doesn't fly around. And I bought from Amazon this little bead mat, and it was so helpful. So it's just a little piece of foam. It's $5, and you can put your colors in, and they correspond. So Fern Ridge uses A, B, C, D most of the time, so you can just follow along the pattern and pick it up from here, and things don't get lost and they don't roll around. It was very, very helpful for those of you who are interested in peyote beading. Now, I have got a box here of Liberty Hill that was given to me by somebody very generous. They said she wanted me to have it. I couldn't even pick my jaw up off the ground. So generous, so sweet, and there's stuff I'd never seen before. So do you want to go look at it with me? Because it's cool. I'm super excited. I've left it in the box because I wanted to show you first and before I distribute it in my house. This is Liberty Hill. Just says Liberty Hill. There's no date involved. And And I think this goes together. I'm not sure. If you guys know, so there's this box. Oh, it says 2006 right in front. I'm so observant. And then these don't fit in this way. They fit in this way, thread boards. I think they go with this. I'm not sure. There's this one. Oh. I would love to find somebody that does this and come up with a few things. This one, oh, do you like my shirt that comes? That looks funny. Okay, it just pokes through the holes, peeks through the holes. And then there's this, I'm not sure this one goes with this, but it might. And this one says, for the work of her hands. I just love these. So there's this one. The backs are like that. So maybe they do go together because they're kind of the same. Let's see if this one, yep. Let's see if this one is the same. Nope. So maybe this one doesn't go with that. Okay, there's that. Then there's a pin. Isn't that cute? You have to find something for that. Then there's another. And I guess maybe this one does go with that. Okay. Whoopsie. There's this. Thread boards. Liberty Hill. Don't know if anything's at the bottom. It's so cool. And then here are these thread boards. Ugh, so cool. This is winter threads. What does this one say? Just 1805. This is the fall threads. Cool, cool, cool. This is hurrah. So this must be the summer threads. Isn't that fun? This is for thy threads. Don't know if it belongs with this or not because it's got a little, maybe that's the front because it's got a bow in it. There you go. And then this is all is calm, all is bright. Isn't that precious? I am tickled pink. I really, really am. Okay, next. I have never seen this before. Needle and pins for handwork. It's a little tin. Let's see if it's inside. There's a needle inside, but I can put more needles in. And just, I mean, I love it. So sweet. Here, I need my glasses. Sorry, hold on. All good children go to heaven. It's a little bag. Well, it's not, it's a little box bag. What does it say? Oh, it's got, nope, this is Catherine Jordan. Well, we like Catherine Jordan too. It's cute. There you go. Not Liberty Hill, but it's a full kit of, there's thread, and this is overdyed cotton from Catherine Jordan, looks like. Does anybody know who Catherine Jordan is? Oh, it's just a little monochromatic. Wait, you can pick. Oh, there's all kinds of little samplers here. Holy moly. I'm just gonna hold it away. Nobody can, so I'll have to figure it out, but very fun. Okay. Then there's this box, a sampler box for thee. So this is from a sampler guild, though, that she did for Sampler Guild. There's TSGG. Anybody know what TSGG stands for? I could go back to, there's hand painted by Liberty Hill. And, oh, there's a little needle case. Oh, very funny. And a little Lego dude's head. So cute. I love it. It's gonna stay in there because that's the way it came. Oh, dogs are back. My husband was walking the dogs, so it might get noisy. There we go. Oh, hello, hello. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, then, hi. It's fine, nope. Okay, let's see if I can do this. They were super excited. Another box. And this says, hand painted by Carolyn Bowles. Okay, looks very Liberty Hillish. Could be early Liberty Hill maybe. And, it's a hillside sampling. So you can stitch that, do you see it? And it's all in here. So cool. What else? Oh, a washer. Okay, so there's threads. There's a washer for weight, finishing, picture, pattern. Super cool. Super cool. Very fun. There's this. Colonel Bratton's house. I don't know. Historic Brattonville, South Carolina. Hand painted by Liberty Hill in 2005. Historic Brattonville. So I have never seen this. That's so super cool. And it's lined. How fun. There we go. Looking at the time. I got about 10 minutes. Then there's this little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagon little box. Again, there's TSGG. So that must be from the Guild. So very fun. 2010. Oh. A little tiny threadboard. Is that not cute? I love it. So this celebrates 10 years of retreats, is what it says in the lid. Isn't that fun? I mean, when you look at the edge, little dots. It's done so well, so nice. There it is. All right. I think there's other things in here. Very cute. Just Americana signs. Put that back in. This, I'm not sure what this is. It's a box slide. There's definitely something to be done there. Then, how fun. These are little thread winders. I love that, that floaty deer. That is so cute. The little house. I'm just gonna drop them in there because I can't hold them. More house. Oh, and what does it say? Threads. That little lone sheep, so cute. And they're all, you know, painted on the back and polka dotted. And then there's this in the bag. Oh, there's two more of the same. This one and this one. And what does it say? Thread winders. Okay. Is it the same? Let me see I'm gonna check the deer. Yep, it's polka dotty deer, same thing. All right, Let's just add them to their brothers and sisters. There we go. And then there is, now you guys might be familiar with this, the Hillside School of Handwork. The sampler isn't in there, but I know you can hunt that down at times. There was a Hillside, this was a collaboration with Hillside Samplings. And the sampler's a lot easier to find than the house. So this is very good. Isn't that fun? All right, that is the box of Hillside Samplings, no, excuse me, Liberty Hill Treasures. Then yesterday at our guild meeting, which Barbara Hudson from Queenstown Sampler was there, and she brought some beautiful samplers, and she did a lecture on some of the Ohio samplers she knows of, and then in the afternoon she did another lecture on, that's embarrassing, can't remember, but it's, sorry. Anyways, a friend of mine came up and said she wanted to give me this because she heard that I had mentioned that I like Adam and Eve, and I do. Like I said, I could stitch Adam and Eve all day, every day. And so she said, this needs to come live at your house now. And I was so thrilled, and particularly pink. And she can't remember the designer, and I've never seen it, but I do love bossy Adam and Eve with their little hands on their hips. And it's a little needle book stitched by whoever designed this and finished it. So, and there's the little scissor. And this is a 2-page. Looks easy, but it's not. Okay, 2 pages. Isn't that sweet? I am. Anyways, such kindness right now. Really sweet. Okay, let's see. I did buy 2 sampler patterns from Barbara. That catalog, she brought her catalog with her. Those are life goals. She's got so many samplers reproduced, and her samplers overwhelmingly are not my little ragamuffin samplers that I tend to buy. These are, you know, significant samplers. Anyways, so the photos, again, the photos never even come close. This is Emma B. Squire. It is a new one, and it's an Ohio sampler from Jefferson Township in Franklin County. And it's an Adam and Eve. So yeah, it came home with me. You can see Adam and Eve. They're very ghosty on this photo, but they're not like that in real life. And the verse that is on there, I just love it. It says, Lord, 'tis a pleasant thing to stand in a garden planted by thy hand. Let me within thy courts be seen like a youth, like a young cedar, fresh and green. So I've reproduced one for market that has this verse on it. So it was familiar. And, you know, when I found it on mine, well, it's actually not mine, it's Miriam's sampler. I was very smitten and loved it. Now, the other one I bought because Shelley Fry from Antique Needleworkers had it started, and I saw it, and then I went on a hunt, like, which sampler is that? This is before the show and tell, so I didn't know. So I'm digging through her catalog, and I can't find it, so I'm like, I'll just wait. And anyways, this is Elizabeth Jordan, 1841. It's a sister sampler. She does have the other one, and when I found this finally, and Shelley knew what that I was looking for, and she also came running with, I think it's Ann Jordan, but I don't know, pattern. And yes, eventually I will get it, but right then and there I was like, get away! I don't need any more. But it is so very, very pretty. And Shelley had this little portion done, and in true to Shelley form, she was like, this took no time, Sylvia. I was just like, get away. What takes you no time takes me long time. So Look at all the colors used in that. Anywho's, all right. The other one looks very similar, but has a gazebo in the middle. I am envisioning this on 56 count. Really, really tiny. The two of them together. She has so many wonderful, wonderful samplers. It's worth looking. And let me tell you, the photos, it's like you see them in real life and they are amazing. Okay, now we're gonna pause. I'm gonna go to church, and when I come back, we are going to talk about my releases and the birthday sampler. All right, off to praise and worship. See you guys. And we are back from church and running a few errands, and I was gonna make a cup of coffee, but I forgot, so that just waits until I'm done. Now, I managed to remember to bring in the sampler that I got in Asheville. This is, let me see if I can see it because it is very faded. Hold on. Glasses back on. It's Eliza and, ooh, we had it. I should have written it down. Anyways, this was done in, I can't see a thing anymore. I think it's, doesn't matter. Anyways, Eliza Ann. 1817 or 1812 as far as, or 1809. Anyways, you'll see what I mean. So this is the maker's information. Can you see the beautiful, beautiful strawberry border? She liked the queen stitch. It's right there. Satin. Anyways, so pretty. Let's go a little further away. And sorry for the glare. Maybe like that. No, you can't see anything. There we go. Anyways, just really delightful. And there's all this room at the bottom for me to be creative with. So that'll be fun. All right. As promised, I'm going to show you some models, some new releases, some upcoming things, my birthday sampler, etc. Let's start with an upcoming project. A lot of you in this particular area know about Threadworks Fair. That is going to happen next June. Take off my glasses again. Next June. And I am teaching, and my project is called Happy Birthday America, I think. Anyways, we're going to do a box, and this is one of the little slide boxes, drawer boxes. It's lined with some paper. I'll have all kinds of patriotic paper available. And this is the project. So you see the dates, just a small patriotic thing for display and storage. We are going to be finishing, the box. It's really quite quick. And then we're going to be talking about and practicing how to mount this properly on top. Mine's still a little, it's not perfect, but it most certainly can pass muster. All right, this is the class with Threadworks Fair, Happy Birthday America on Friday morning. There's still a few seats left, spaces left. I haven't posted the model yet, but I think once I do, it'll probably fill up. All right, then, new releases. I know a lot of people have been waiting for her, but here comes Martha Miller. So she's being released. Patterns will hit the distributor, or will be mailed to distributors on Monday. They're here. This was done in Vicki Clayton silk. She has a pack available, and stitched on Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax. I believe it was 40 count. I'm not sure. This frame I thrifted. It was much bigger, and it was a custom frame from Michael's that had a piece of stitching in it. And we cut it down, and it is absolute perfection for this piece. All right, and one of the things I thought that really had me buying this, why I bought it, was because we have Moses and Aaron. You usually don't see him on samplers, especially not his brother Aaron. So Moses and Aaron were brothers. He's misspelled, but we'll just, you know, take her word for it that it's Aaron. Also, she also wrote in the verse, I can't read backwards right now. To hear and read is holy word. It's supposed to say his, but she wrote is, so that is still the way it is. Okay, there you go. Martha Miller, 1858. That's one of the releases. The next one is a small, it's a continuation of the Going To series. And this is called Going to Gather Acorns. And it is actually a little acorn. So my dear friend Jan from Finish the Stitch shaped it into an acorn. We talked about possible finishes, and the idea of making an acorn and mounting this on there, it got to be a, you know, pillow size, not a small cushion. And so she came up with this. I didn't really leave her enough space because I told her from now on we discuss finishes before I cut the fabric for stitching. This was stitched by my son's girlfriend, Christy. And she said she wasn't sure she could do linen, but I told her that I saw her stitch on linen already, although it was a bigger count. I just sent her 40 count linen, didn't say anything, and she did amazing. So this was stitched by Almost Family. They're supposed to get engaged. Let's go. Okay, anyways. Beautifully done. Love it. Just love it. And the finishing instructions are in the pattern, as well as the template that you have to blow up though. You have to go to 103%, and it's in the instructions. But I just wanted to note that the acorn is done in total, and then the, oh my gosh, the wool is put on top with the rickrack. So that's how this is done. So fun. All right, and she did little X's all around. Love, love, love this. And when I texted Christy and showed her the finish, I said, hey, so this is how we finished your stitching, and if you like it, you know, you're welcome to get this back at some point or another. That's what I do with all my model stitchers that I don't pay, is they do get their model back eventually. And I want to say to those of you who have stitched for me and are waiting for things earlier and might be waiting for them, at market, I have the room to myself, and I'm going to bring everything I've done in the last 3 years and display it one time only. And after that, I'm going to sort through and start returning models from the earlier stuff. So anyways, there you go. She won't get this back anytime soon. Christy, sorry. Then, all of you guys know that I garden, and we have deer and all kinds of other critters here, and you know, the deer really appreciate my efforts. So for a long time, I wanted to do something called Deer in My Garden, and it's taken several shapes in my head, and when I finally sat down to do it, this is what actually came out. So, this is called Deer in My Garden. And the verse says, I plant, I weed, I tend, but in the end, I fear all I'm doing is feeding deer. So we got baby deer, mama deer, papa deer, and a little bit of a vegetable flower garden going. And yeah, oh my gosh, you know, I'm out of practice. I didn't tell you at all what things are stitched on. So let's start with this one since I'm holding it up. This is done on 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus. This was stitched by Jana Millen. I did the sawtooth border. I told her she didn't have to do that if she didn't want to, and she didn't want to. So anyway, so I sat at the meeting at Tennessee and just did the border. What else can I say about this? Yes, I think it's Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works. They're all over dyes, and so there you go. Rob framed it. You know, I thrift a lot of frames, and so Rob gets them cut down, and then he made that frame, and I think it looks fabulous. Back to gathering, going to gather acorns. All of my going tos are stitched on Vintage Country Mocha, and I use a variety of flosses. You know, it's probably a mix of Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works and DMC. So for the face, where there's very little is used, I always tend to use DMC. So there's that. And if you do it on 36 count, it's just going to be slightly bigger. I don't know how much you have to blow up your acorn, but I would just test it a couple times. So 103% to get 40 count. I would probably try 110% to get 36 count. 32 count, I think it's going to be too big, but that's just my personal preference. Okay, back to Martha Miller. I did say it was 40 count Sleeping Bear, so I think I covered this one. All right, and last but not least, I decided a while back, before my mom was diagnosed, even that I was going to do a birthday sampler. And so you know you're in the process. So I didn't want to cancel it, and so we're still going to do it. I had this beautiful, sweet little sampler I got called Mary Lambert, and what attracted me to Mary Lambert overall was the composition. You know, the colors were great, but the trees were so much fun. Anyway, so we've done them both ways because Mary was stitched with wool. So I did a wool version. Actually, Miriam, my friend, stitched that one. And I myself tackled the overdyed cotton. So here's overdyed cotton. I'm going to come close so you can see the fun trees. Overall, it's just a fun little sampler. The verse reads, Jesus, permit thy gracious name to stand as the first efforts of an infant's hand, and while her fingers on the canvas move, engage her tender heart to seek thy love. This is a very common verse on a sampler. And here is the wool version. Again, the trees, the flowers, the birds, the flower motif up top. I just thought the strawberry border, it is just so much fun. Now I will tell you that Mary Lambert stitched all this over one. And so I felt there was enough room to do it over two. And for those of you who wanted over one, let me know. I'll chart it over one and send out a PDF if you contact me directly. But it's over two, so it's very, very friendly. It's Ada friendly. It's all just cross stitch. And if you look at the texture, it is so pretty in wool. Okay, now I want to say that these the kits, which go on sale tomorrow, are available in wool and in cotton. The cotton one comes in 40 count, 36 count, and 32 count. The wool will only come in 36 count and 32 count. Yes, you can stitch on 36 count. It makes a very beautiful, dense stitch, but looks great. So it's not like you're struggling. You can absolutely do it. I was going to say that I apologize to my Ada users for not making Ada available. I just couldn't figure out the dyeing on the Ada. It just wasn't working for me. I dyed this fabric myself. I wanted a little bit more control over the process. And so it is completely exclusive to this sampler. As with any of my birthday samplers, like I've done a ton. No, this is the second one. We have Sarah Rickwood. You know, it's gonna be that there's a 2-week ordering window from Monday to Monday 2 weeks from now, which I think is the 20th, so the 6th to the 20th. And that's when, after that, I order all my supplies, I dye the fabric, and when everything's ready, I pack it up and ship it out, and I hope that'll be mid-November. Now, last time, for my 60th birthday, which was 2 years ago, so you can figure out where I'm at age-wise, the PDF was free. So I had it free on my birthday. This time around, that's not going to be the case, but I'm still not going to keep any of the money. So from the 15th through the 30th of November, you can download the PDF for, I forget what price I put on it. I think it was $9. Don't quote me, but I think it's $9. So not expensive, and everything, all the proceeds, that means I pay the processing fee from those $9, but all the rest of it goes to Answer International. I have spoken about Answer International before. They rescue children from sexual slavery here in the States, along the border, and internationally. And after they rescue them, they take care of them. They are not just put back out there. They don't go into state-run facilities. They are cared for by Answer International. They do everything that child needs, psychologically, medically, spiritually, you name it. And they stay there until they're adults. They have many homes. And they just do a fantastic job, and it is such a worthwhile cause. I've supported them for many years and will continue to do so. I can't think of anything better than rescuing children. So that's where all the money from the PDF download will go. All right, that wraps up my show and tell. What's on my agenda? Let's see. I have a kit I'm mailing out to the Tudor Rose Sampler Guild. I did a little anniversary piece that I'll release at market. So everything's here, and we are working diligently to kit that up and get that out the door, hopefully next week. Rob is on furlough, so he's, you know, I've commandeered his time. He's not on vacation. I am working on finishing up my lecture for the Sampler Guild of the Rockies, which is here in a couple weeks. And I've also done the fundraiser piece, so that will be revealed. I think it turned out great, and it's so very cute. Birthday sampler, that'll keep me busy. I'm also working on Christmas releases, stitching away. Not very quickly, unfortunately, but you know, we'll see what I can get done. And of course, in all of that, I am working on market and getting models out to stitch, getting models back and framing them, and still playing with ideas. So I am here until November-ish when I go down to Dallas for the EGA National Seminar, where I'm teaching Isabella Kettlewell. That I'm very excited about. I still need to put together a little bit of a lecture, but that shouldn't be too hard. Everything else is pretty much done. I get to see my son Adam when we go down. My friend Lisa will come with me and help me. And let's see, that my stepmom was supposed to come for Thanksgiving. I don't know if that's going to happen. She, oh, poor thing. She got injured fairly, like, yes, it was a significant injury, but not debilitating. So she was injured in some what they call white turbulence. That's turbulence you don't see. She was on a flight back from Switzerland and happened to be in the restroom when they hit that. She flew up. They must have hit an airplane. I mean, you know, the plane fell, and she hit the ceiling, hit the floor in the restroom. So there's not a lot of room. She bit through her lips, broke her sternum, chipped a thing off her spine. Cervix, geez. Man, I should edit that out. Okay, anyways, you know, pretty bad concussion. they landed in Munich, and she stayed in the hospital there. And then thank goodness some of her family lives there. So she was able to stay with them after she got out, but then went home on the train. So I don't know if she even wants to hop in an airplane. But then a week later, she had some fainting episodes with some confusion and disorientation. So, and I think there she must have injured her foot. Anyways, you know, I told her, hey, I will hop on a plane and come over if that's what you need me to do. But she's like, no. I'm like, ooh, okay. Anyway, so I don't know if she's coming. But my boys are coming, so for Thanksgiving, and that's going to be fun. We've got lots of plans, lots of fun stuff. And then it's just going to be rolling into market, trying to get everything done. Next year is busy. There's market, then I go to Germany, then I'm going to be teaching at Celebrations up in New Hampshire. Miriam and I are going on a long road trip. Maybe we're trying to see if we can stop here and there and not make it so long in terms of driving. So that's May. Then I am teaching at the Western Reserve. So if you wanted to take Isabella Kettlewell and couldn't make it to the Dallas EGA thing, I am teaching it again for the Western Reserve Sampler Guild next year in May. They're having a retreat. You must come to the retreat, but it's a super reasonable priced retreat. And this is end of May, and it's probably on their website, so you can look there. And I will be teaching Isabella then. Anybody else at a guild or shop that wants me to teach it, I'm happy to do so, because once I teach it for EGA, I'm free to teach it anywhere. Then, of course, comes Threadworks. Happy birthday, America. And then I'm teaching for the Queen City Sampler Guild, and that is a tiny housewife. I've shown it a little bit. It's been long since done stitching. It's the finishing. I'm just looking at the finishing. Anybody that knows me knows I just have issues with finishing. Okay, but I have to do it. So that's going to be fitted in here in the next couple weeks. And that takes me through the summer. So we'll see what else pops up. I sort of have a vague plan for next year in terms of my releases and what I want to accomplish, but we'll see. That always changes depending on how the inspiration strikes. All right, my friends, that wraps me up. Just want to say God bless you. Stay safe and be nice to other people. Nice, no, be kind. There you go. Be kind and love on other people. It's a pretty crazy world out there right now. So anyways, all right. Love you guys, and hopefully we'll see each other again soon. Bye-bye.